Morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. It is Proline on this Tuesday, the 15th of March, and that means it's the start of the NCAA tournament. They get underway tonight with a pair of games. We're going to break down one of them. Big Al McWarty is here. I'm Dave Koken. We will also look at the Mavericks playing the Blazers in the NBA, in addition to the UAB Clemson College Hoop tournament kickoff, if you will, or tip-off. I'm not sure whether this is a play-in round or the first round. The NCAA, they want us to call it the first round. But if
Let's just call it the play-in round.
Yeah, if 60 teams are getting a bye out of 68, it's not the first round, okay? It's the play-in round. But whatever they call it, a couple of good games tonight. Now these won't be part of the brackets for most people. Those things start on Thursday. And if you're going to do one, here's one you definitely want to get involved with because it's tournament time, and this SharpBetter.com contest is open now. It's sponsored by JustBet.com. It's completely free. Just go to SharpBetter.com and pick the Elite Eight, Final Four, and National Championship winner for your chance at $10,000. Check it out today. It's absolutely free at SharpBetter.com. We're not charging a lot for our selections. They're not free, but I'll tell you what, they're good investments. Especially when Al comes with a Fortune 500 play. They've been amazing. They are very expensive, although this one, I guess you can get it at a real nice discount, Al.
Yeah, folks can go online, and it's $500 online. Don't have them very often online. The last one was 11 days ago, a nice winner with William and Mary. They're 35-20, the last 55, and one of the more popular options online. And people pay the $500 for it, very often, but today only. I'm offering it at an extremely big discount, but it's only for folks watching this show, and it's only $49. So you can go online and pay $500 today, or you can pick up the phone right now and call toll-free 866-896-1628. Just $49 for our Fortune 500 Club play. It goes in college basketball on this Tuesday. 866-896-1628. These plays, Dave, they are information plays, very valuable information. 866-896-1628.
And I will tell you that, especially if you're going to be getting involved, you guys that are bettors out there, if you're getting involved in the first round of these smaller tournaments, the NIT, the CBI, the CIT, it is really all about information. In the first round, you really got to get a gauge on which teams want to be there and which teams may not possibly care. That's where the value is. So take advantage of it and step on with that strong play from Big Al. I'll tell you what I've got in a moment. We're not going to ignore the NBA, certainly. The Mavericks are playing in Portland tonight. Al, Dallas hasn't been the same team since Tyson Chandler went out. That has definitely, it's not like they're an awful team or something all of a sudden, but they are definitely missing his presence in the paint. Portland did some good things on this road trip, and now they are heading back home. How do you see this one breaking down tonight?
Well, Dallas has won both meetings so far this year, Dave. Both of those, of course, came in Dallas. This one's going to be at the Rose Garden. And each of these teams is coming off disappointing games. Dallas lost to the Lakers 96-91. The Lakers pretty much kept the Mavericks at arm's length the entire game. The final margin was 5 points, but believe me, it wasn't that close. Then Portland, of course, comes off back-to-back losses. They lost to Charlotte on Friday, and then they lost the next night against Atlanta, shooting just 35% from the field. I'm going to take Dallas in this ball game. The Mavericks are 30-16 against the spread their last 46 road games, including 14-2 in what we call win situation games when the point spread is 3 points or less. I just think Dallas is the better club. Dallas must win this game, and I think they will win this game. I'll take Dallas minus the 1.5, Dave.
Well, it is a big game for the Mavericks. They're going to get going. I mean, look, clearly they aren't the same team without Chandler, and he's going to be out for a little while longer, but bottom line is, you got to do with what you got to do with what you got, and they're starting to get back some of the ground they've gained all season in the Western Conference. These are important games for this team. I think they get actually a little scheduling benefit here. It's tough traveling cross country this time of year. First game back home for the Blazers off the road trip, and I think they could be vulnerable in that first game back, especially since they didn't end the road trip on a real high note. Portland looks to me to be a club that I don't know that they're out of gas. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but I think not having Brandon Roy healthy is they gutted their way through it for some time, but I think it's really starting to have an impact on this team. He's just too good a player for them not to miss with him not being able to go out there and do what he usually does. So I think the Mavericks are going to get through this game. I think it'll be pretty close, but Dallas on the road looks like the side to me as well. Going to get to the college game in just a moment. Let me tell you about my Tuesday night trifecta, and this is the last of these for this season. I've been running these $3 trifectas. I mean, you really can't beat it price-wise, $1 a piece for 3 games. And if you bought them, well, you did pretty well. Last Thursday, $3, 3 plays, 3-0. Last Friday, same thing, 3-0. Didn't have one over the weekend. Going to have one tonight. It's 3 tournament games, and one of them is an under-the-hat play. That's on the matchup between Hofstra and Evansville. So 3 plays for $3. But this is the last one this season, so take advantage of it. 1-866-841-1665 is the number to call. That's 1-866-841-1665. And my free plays are doing well right now. Another winner on the Monday night with the Denver Nuggets. No problem for them at New Orleans. If you want to get today's free play, just text Kokin, C-O-K-I-N, to 313131, and within seconds you'll get that free play back on your cell phone. That's Kokin, C-O-K-I-N, 313131 is the number to text it to. All right, UAB and Clemson matching up tonight. Al, I think these teams come in on different wavelengths. UAB has heard nothing but insults for the last day and a half. They are the team being most ridiculed by the talking heads. And in reading the papers down in Birmingham, they're none too happy about it. I mean, they have definitely got a gigantic chip on their shoulder going into this game tonight. They're not happy. Clemson, boy, the comments I'm reading, this team is having a really tough time getting over the collapse against North Carolina on Saturday in the ACC semis. That was a game they really wanted. It's a Tobacco Road rivalry. North Carolina has been the ultimate thorn in their side twice this year. They absolutely blew games to North Carolina, and I think this one really, really is staying with them. I think they're having a tough time getting over this. Brad Burnell is an excellent coach, and he may be able to get them ready for this, but I think coming into this game mentally, I think UAB has an advantage. They're the team that, if you will, is operating on the disrespect mode, and I think that's going to do them well here. I think these teams are pretty close anyway. Clemson's probably a little better basketball team on my numbers. They are, and I think the number is fair based on the talents of the two teams. But I do think the edge, the intangible edge, I think it's with UAB. And in this type of a matchup, tournament type settings, you see it in conference tournaments. I think you'll see it in this tournament as well. The team that might be just carrying that extra chip on their shoulder, I think, is a team I want, especially if they're the underdog. I like UAB in this game. How about you, Al?
Well, you mentioned about UAB getting the brunt of all the talking heads, over Sunday and Monday. I can't disagree with anything they're saying. I mean, it's a huge head scratcher for me why UAB was included in this tournament. They certainly don't deserve to be in this tournament, even if it's the play-in round. That being said, Clemson doesn't either. I mean, when you take a look at Clemson's resume, they shouldn't have been included because Clemson had 0 victories versus any team from the RPI Top 50. Clemson's best wins were against Boston College, Virginia Tech, and Florida State. None of those were even true road games. The only true road games that Clemson won this season were at Charleston, at Georgia Tech, and at Miami, and none of those teams are playing in the NCAA tournament this season. So anyway, I don't think either team deserves to be in this game. I would have favored teams like Virginia Tech, Colorado, St. Mary's, all deserved it ahead of these two. But as far as this game goes, Dave, I'm looking at the pace of play. Alabama Birmingham plays at a very slow tempo, 62.9 possessions per game, ranking 318th in the country. Clemson also favors a very slow tempo, 65 possessions per game, 253rd in the country. People are betting on the over so far. The money's coming in on the over. I'm going to go the other way. I like the under in this ball game. I look for a very low scoring game, and I like it under the total of 121.5, Dave.
By the way, I'll stick up for UAB. I don't think anybody gets snubbed because so it's not necessarily I'm sticking up for UAB, but the other teams, those other teams, they don't belong in the tournament either. Really. That's the one thing I like it because there's more games, it's more fun. But as they expand this tournament, you're getting some squads that are somewhat, I won't say mediocre, but they're no more than good. Teams from major conferences getting in, and they're going to go to 96 shortly. So, and sure enough, oh yeah, they are. There's no question about it. It's all about revenue, and they will go to 96 within 5 years tops. You can chisel that in stone. And when they do, whoever's the 97th team will be complaining. It's the nature of the beast.
If they go to 96.
What's that?
Dave, if they go to 96, I'm going to be complaining because, that's what these stupid conference tournaments are for, is to whittle it down, not to expand it to this, nonsense.
Well, it may be nonsense, but they're going to do it anyway. It's just like the bowl games in college football. I mean, they keep on adding them every year, even though nobody gives a damn.
At least the bowl games, they only have, 70 teams. They don't have 96 teams.
Well, I know, but there's only 120 Division I college football teams, and 70 of them are going to bowls now. The college basketball tournament, by comparison, hardly anybody's going.
But there's only about 50 of them anyone wants to watch anyway.
Yeah. And then the point I made on Selection Sunday was you're talking about the 69th team, basically. So, I don't know. UAB, they're number 31 RPI, and they won their conference in the regular season. Good enough. They got a reward off that. Doesn't matter. They'll both be gone by the weekend. Regardless of who comes out of this game tonight, enjoy it while you can because you're probably going home on Thursday. All right. Once again, the offers, mine is for only $3. You're getting 3 games, including an under-the-hat play on Hofstra Evansville, which is in the CBI, I believe it is. It's a good, meaningless game? Yeah, pretty much. But who cares if you got the winner? By the way, the 3 plays, one of them is from the NIT, one of them is from the CBI, and one of them is from the CIT. So I'm covering all the bases. 3 games for $3 at 1-866-841-1665. And the free play, don't forget to text COKIN, COKIN, to 313131. And for Big Al, well, look, how are you going to beat this? It's a $500 online game. You're going to get it for $49.
Yeah, you can't beat the offer, Dave. It goes in the NIT tonight on Tuesday. Only $49 for all callers. Call toll-free 866-896-1628. These plays have been money in the bank ever since they've started online. 866-896-1628. It's a big information play out of the NIT tonight, Dave.
Scott Spreitzer will join me tomorrow, and I guess we'll have a lot to look at because there'll be more of these first-round / playing games, more of the NCAA or the NIT, CBI, CIT. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on out there right now. Good time to make money. Good time to check out Proline. For Big Al, I'm Dave. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.